We want to jump into the news that we heard about Alek Manoah, who's going through it this year. And I will say, there's your hot corner. We're sizzling. One of my favorite players to watch over the last couple of years. Like he's a big dude. He eats innings, bulldog mentality. Right away into the league, Alek Manoah was like, "Yo, you want to fight me? Like, bring it. I'm 6'6". Like, brings the heater, kind of old school mentality when he entered the sport, and just has not been able to find it this year. And according to Jeff Blair, who covers the team for Sportsnet, he said Manoah never reported to AAA when he was optioned on August 11th because he was upset about the decision. He reportedly has not even been throwing bullpens or side sessions. It's unlikely that he'll pitch in a game again this year. Now, this is a full month later. I'm actually surprised the news didn't come out sooner. I'm sure we'll have more context on this, and the frustration level is high for him. But Jerry, your thoughts on this? And also, I mean, there's got to be some type of agreement, I figure, with the team, because you can't just not show up if you're not hurt.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. I've been a fan of Manoah for a long time. I like the way he approaches the game. I like the excitement. I think it's good for baseball. This one is a tough look for me, though, because I've been on that end. I've been sent down, optioned down, whether I felt it was necessary or not. You got to show up, and they give you 3 days. You get 3 days to report, and some of those days I made sure that I took them because it was like a mental rest, not just logistics of getting to your other city, but it's for you to show up and not be a bitter teammate, because you don't want to go to AAA. There's guys down there that are working their butts off too, that think that they're being left behind. You don't want to be a bitter teammate at all. And so it's strange. I hope there's a little bit of story behind it on why he didn't show up or why he's not throwing. They said that they had to put him on the restricted list so they can bring somebody up because he was just soaking up a spot. It's a tough look for me that he didn't come out and show up for his guys in AAA, because they're trying to do the same thing. Baseball's a grind. It's not just about you. It's a team sport. And so that's the hard part for me, is seeing Manoah kind of diss his teammates in AAA. So I hope he's okay. I hope there's a deeper story to it, but that for me is a tough look.
I always felt like that 3 days that they put in there under the CBA, like I always said, you know what, I'm gonna take my 3 days, whether it's me showing up. You can sometimes you can show up the next afternoon, like that afternoon, like for the end of the night game if you get fired in the morning. But for me, like that 3 days was always like, even if I'm there, if by the end of those 3 days you're not mentally checked in, you're exactly what you said, Jer. Like, you're doing a disservice to not only your career, but the other dudes that are out there grinding it out. And it's it can be a selfish time because you're pissed about not being in the big leagues and getting sent down. But there's 26 other guys in AAA that are like, dude, I haven't even been to the big leagues, or I should be up there too. And you're right. You need those 3 days. But yeah, I hope it's not. I hope the organization comes out and says something. This was just Jeff Blair, reporting it. You'd want to see the organization come out and say something and be like, we had a talk. There's some mental resets here because he was in the All-Star game last year. He was mic'd up in the All-Star game last year, and now he's getting sent down to AAA on August 11th.
Also, my problem, though, is that when you're not transparent about what's going on and you let it linger for a while, you allow other people to control the news. That's the one issue. So if the team would come out and say something, and now it's come out already, still a response from the team to clarify what's going on really helps. You also, I think there would have been scrutiny regardless, but you could say, hey, you know what? Just couldn't get things right on a lot of fronts. It's not hurt. We're just decided to shut it down. I think people would have said okay, because what he's doing right now is not helping the big league club. You're running out of time at this point, and you just do a reset. You don't even have to give that much context after that, right? It doesn't have to be an injury. It doesn't even have to be, he's stepping aside, he's going through it mentally. None of that has to be explained. Like, we saw what happened on the field. If they just said, hey, we decided mutually to shut it down, that's okay too. To me, when you get this story, it means the Jays want him there, and he doesn't want to be there, and there's some tension between the two sides.
Something. And again, we're creating this narrative
because we don't know.
Because they don't. And this is probably our fault for not paying attention to exactly what happens in every single transaction of all 30 teams. Like, we should have heard about this on August 17th.
Correct.
And just make a statement. Just make a statement. This is what this is about. Like, it's real. I struggled this year. I didn't struggle. Or even, I don't want to talk about it. This is something that me and the team are going to work through together. Or me and Manoah, we're going to work this together. We talked to his representatives, and this is where we're going from here. We don't need an answer. Just say something.
That's what I'm saying.